Hi, this is Pantho Nicholas Ribeiro, possessing student ID K250708. And in this video, I am going to talk about a program that I have developed for my assessment 2 task. So this program I have named it Data Breach Service System. So this program is very much important for students like us because sometimes we do some cybersecurity risking tasks, like we sometimes use the public Wi-Fi's without using the VPN. Then sometimes we use the same passwords repeatedly for our different accounts. Then we also clicked various links which are scam links, and which can lead us to phishing attacks. And due to these activities, our data or personal data can be at risk. So to make the universities be a bit aware, and they can also arrange some training programs for us, I have made these service systems. So these services in the service systems, I have chosen 5 students of a university, and this service system asks 6 questions. And for each question, they are asked to give inputs of yes or no. And based on their response, like if they are giving yes, then 1 point is added in their risk levels or risk scores. And based on these scores, the program calculates the risk level and gives our advice to the students, by which they can be more they can fix their mistakes. Now let's move on to the pseudocode part. And in the screen, you can see my pseudocode. And at the top, I have all my arrays where I have stored the names of 5 students. Then I have stored the 6 questions for the survey. And then I have also 2D arrays where all the answers for every student are stored simultaneously. And I have made this program divided into 4 steps, where in first step I have used the nested loop concept. Here for the first loop, it iterates through every student, and then I have also given another loop inside the first loop, which iterates through each question. And then for input validation, to avoid the crashing of the program if an invalid input is given, I have used the while loop. And this while loop asks for the valid input, which is y or n, until it's given. And for this in step 2, I have added all the yes answers, which gives 1 score in risk level, and to get their scores. And then I have also used the if else statements to see in which risk level they are in. Like if the score is 2 or less, then they are in low category. If it is in 3 or 4, then they are in medium category, and if it is 5 or 6, then they are in high category. And then in step 3, I have printed each student's result, and I have used a switch case statement here to show, and this switch case statement is printing some advices for students of different risk level. And in step 4, I have group summarizing output result, where I have counted how many students are in are in each risk category, like high, low, or medium. Then I have also said which questions got the most yes answers. And then I have printed the summary of all those group all those students. Now let's walk through my program. And I have designed this program like my pseudocode. So every functionalities and everything is like my pseudocode. Like at the top, you can see all the arrays are arrays for storing the names, questions, and others. And then there are if else statements, switch cases, and others. And everything is like the pseudocode, so the functionalities is quite the same. So let's execute the program. Now I have pressed the run button, and after pressing the run button, it shows a name which is Matthew, and then it will ask 6 questions. And now it asks for yes or no, which I have already discussed in the pseudocode. Now let's try for the while loop, which is used for input validation. I have pressed H. Now it prompts to enter y or n. Now let's put the valid input, which is y. Then I have put y, 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 and then it asks for another students, and the first question, which is, do you reuse the passwords, then I have picked no. Then for using public Wi-Fi without VPN, I have also chosen no. Then for the sharing your login with others, then I have chosen no. Then clicking unknown links, I have chosen yes, let's suppose. Then for skipping ad updates, I have chosen yes. And then store passwords in notes or paper, I have chosen no. Then it asks for Nicholas, and for Nicholas I have chosen then for using the password, I have chosen no. For using the public Wi-Fi with a VPN, I'm choosing no. For sharing login with others, I am choosing no. For clicking unknown links in emails, I am choosing no. For skipping ad updates, I am choosing no. And for storing the passwords in notes, I am choosing no. Then it asks for another student, where I am choosing random things like yes, then no, then yes, then yes, then yes, then no. Then for then for Marlene, I am choosing yes, then no, then no, then yes, then no, then no. And then you can see it is showing all the results. It's which is done in step 4. And the results, like Matthew has scored 6 out of 6 and his risk level is high. Then advice is given where it is written change your habits now, and it advises to enable two-factor authorization. Then for John, it shows 2 out of 6 score. Then the risk is very low. And then it advises that you are having a good habit, and then it prompts that you should keep it up. Then for Nicholas, it's a 0 out of 6, and it's a very low one. So it also says that it's a good habit, and that students should keep it up. And for Shekhar, it's 4 of 6, which is medium. And for some habit, and it advises to fix some habits, and it advises to use a password manager. Then for Matthew, it's also low, and so for Marlene, it's also low, and it shows good habit and keep it up. Then in group summary, you can also see in group summary there are, in low risk there are 3 students, in medium risk there are 1 student, and in high risk there are 1 student. And the most common habit is the most common bad habit is among the 4 students, and which is do you click unknown links. So that's all about my assessment, and I think this is a very good program for the universities to understand how their students are doing in cybersecurity aspects, and they can also give trainings based on this service for some students, so by which the data breach will be a lesser one for the students. Thank you for listening.